Hey Sagittarius, welcome to the Jezebel Way Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing your second half love reading for November. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who watches the channel, who interacts with the channel, comments and likes. I sure appreciate you guys. So let's see what we got for Sagittarius. Second half November love. Sidetracked, clashing, time. Oh. Okay, so there may be delays in relationship. There may be some waits, some wait, some delays, clashing, differences. Okay. Emotional whirlwind on the bottom of the deck there. So we'll see what this is about. This could be something as simple as having to wait to move or wait to, be in the same city or something like that. But let's take a look. Changes in relationships, some differences, working out the kinks. Okay, yeah, purifying. Getting to know each other, working out the logistics of the situation. This strikes me some way as maybe there's a couple that's living together. It's new, and they're working out the habits of the other party, right, or something like that. Intimacy, apprehensive, guarded, clarity. Fantasy becomes reality. Okay, so it looks like here, you know what? Keep going, keep working through things. For those of you out there who are in that situation, it looks like to me here there is some purity coming in the relationship, some purging, healing, cleaning energy, right? Which brings a lot of clarity to the situation. And that works in your favor in being established in relationship or being established with one another. Somebody's kind of avoiding changes. They're avoiding not changing, or, if your spouse is wanting you to stop putting the cups on the table, put them in the sink. There's something like that somebody's trying to hold on to because it's a matter of identity, right? I'm not going to change who I am for you, something like that. So it's kind of a misunderstood energy because outwardly it's portraying itself as resistance. But inwardly, this is about someone's autonomy, someone's identity, hanging on to who they are. So that leads me to believe that someone sort of feels like they're changing so much, or something's being chipped away so much that they're afraid of losing who they are. Maybe they have issues with commitment, with melding to the partner too much, that they are like a chameleon in relationship. Those people whoever they're with, they take on that persona and those habits of that person. So let's say, for example, they may have been with an artsy-fartsy partner and all of a sudden they were a Van Gogh, right? And then they get with somebody who may be, a little rough around the edges, and all of a sudden they're an outlaw, or so, what I'm talking about. You've seen those kind of people. And I think you could be dealing with either or, someone who's resistant to change, who needs a lot of independence, or someone who ditches their own personality for the personality of the person that they're with. So that could be some of the clashes. I think sometimes the fantasy of somebody is better than their reality in some cases. So you have someone here dealing with a reality of a situation that does not meet their fantasy. And they're not saying that, but they're kind of like, well, I never thought, you'd fart in bed, or I never thought that, you'd be so like this. That wasn't a part of my fantasy. So reality is setting in for somebody here. And it's acting like, well, maybe they don't want to be in the relationship anymore, but really they're just trying to hold on to their identity. They're trying to hold on to a fantasy. You never know someone until you live with them. That is the truth, okay? So let's see what we got going on here. Someone may be avoiding connection because they're afraid of, losing who they are or losing what they've built. They may be afraid of taking the next step to leveling up the relationship. So you never know. So let's see what's going on here. There are some unspoken regrets here, though, I think, that are going to be kind of coming out. Well, if I'd have known that, I never would have moved in with you, or something like that. So let's see what's going on with Sagittarius. Balance in relationship, balance. Who's going to drive the bus, me or you? Who's driving the bus here? Who's running the show here, me or you? I'm not sure if I want this opportunity. Buyer's remorse. I'm not sure if I wanted this, really. Okay, so let's see what some of these cards are talking about here. So someone may be having buyer's remorse. They may be like, oh, I don't know. Universe, show me purging, show me purifying. New cycles coming in. Somebody feels a little bit beat up by the changes they've been experiencing with this partner. They're on the fence again. They're not sure, do I want to go to this event or not? Do I want to go down the road to this commitment or not? I'm not sure. Purging. So there needs to be a conversation had about what the fears are and why. Why this person feels like they may want to ditch this scenario. I think it's a them problem. I think it's a healing problem or it's a trigger problem with them. But there's something here that the other party needs to be aware of if they're having these thoughts. I mean, otherwise you might come home one day and all your shit's gone. All right, apprehensive. Let's see what's going on there. Cautious, guarded. Somebody may not be ready to commit to this. They may be deciding that they're going to spend a lot less time with you and a lot more time at work. So there may be some avoidance issues happening here for somebody. They may be rejecting date night. They may be rejecting going to events with you. They may be, well, I got to work. I got to work, right? So there's something here that somebody's rejecting that they may be throwing themselves into instead with work. So let's see kind of what's going on with the rejection situation. They don't want to lie to you, but they don't want to tell you the truth either, right? Yeah, they don't want to hurt you, but they want to be single. That's what's in their mind right now. But there's a reason for that, right? There's a reason for that. They're really fantasizing about being single. All right, so let's see what the issue is with the intimacy. You may feel like they're pulling back in the bedroom, or, when you're together, it may just be like a dead space, dead air, where there may have been fabulous conversation before, where there may have been, really spice or, interaction. Okay. There may be a pulling back. You may feel them pulling back. You may feel them shutting down. You may feel them, withdrawing. Yeah, they are, this commitment is in the reverse, right? They're trying to find the courage to, they're trying to find the courage to deliver the news maybe in a way that's not going to hurt. And Sagittarius, this may be you to this other party, right? So switch it how you need to with whatever may be going on for you at this point, right? Somebody's trying to soften the blow, right? They're trying to soften the blow of, look, you know, they're trying to hold on to their independence. They're trying to hold on to a lifestyle that they had before they met you. And they may be saying, you know, look, I don't want to hurt you, but this isn't for me. I can't do this. It just isn't right for me. And that may be you telling them that. At the center of the read, though, we have the card elusive, right? Intangible, dishonest, tricky. So if you have intuitive hits happening about this partner and you just feel like something ain't right, then something ain't right. And it looks like to me that that being at the center of the read means that there's a potential that you might experience the fact that they may not be being honest with you about how they feel. They may be going through the motions of the situation, but not really hooked into it. And they're going through the motions of the situation in order to figure a way out. Okay, when's the appropriate time to deliver this news? When may be the appropriate time to leave? Or to break up or whatever. And so just know that, you know what, some people they just can't be honest with another person. They cannot face that conflict, and they may jet, they may disappear, they may ghost, they may avoid. They may be looking for excuses. Fights may happen over nothing, and it's turned into something big because they're looking for a reason, right? So let's see what this clarity card is here. You've got honesty, intention, and truth. I think they desire to be honest, right? Or you desire to be honest with them. But the fear of it all, the fear of your reaction, I think, is what's really going to drive this situation. So let's see what clarity is. They may be blocking out romance. Like I said, it may not be hitting it in the bedroom, or it may not be feel like it did before. This person may be cold to you. And it's because their intention is to do something else. And I think, even though this is the Queen of Swords card and it's an air sign card, I think this is you popping up here, Sagittarius, as a discerner, right? As saying, look, you know, something's going on with you. Things aren't feeling the same. You're not acting the same. You act distracted. You act, you know, as if you are, you know, thinking of something else and you're somewhere else. What's going on here? What's going on with you? Let's see what they say. See what they say if you confront them with this. Show me the Queen of Swords. What are they going to say? Sagittarius confronts. What are they going to say? Oh, everything's fine. Everything's fine. They're sitting there with those 10 swords in the back, or they're about to put them 10 swords in your back. Everything's fine. You know that person who doesn't ever acknowledge that they're having feelings or that they're going through something or whatever? They're walking around with a knife sticking out of their neck. Oh, I'm okay. Everything's fine. They don't want to have the conversation with you is the point. They want to avoid the conflict. They want to avoid having the conversation. So they're going to play it off. They're going to be like, yeah, no, I'm great. I mean, fabulous, right? Don't believe it. Don't believe it. If your intuition is telling you, you know, like you're going off inside and they're saying stuff and it's not matching with what you're getting from them, believe what you're getting from them. Elusive. Let's see what that's going to be about. Show me elusive. Elusive is to me meaning here. I want to avoid conflict at all costs. I'm avoiding you and I'm shutting down on you and I'm withdrawing from you to maintain my own balance and peace and harmony. So that's where their priority is. Remember, their priority is themselves. They don't want to hurt your feelings, but they've passed the point of, they're going in a different direction. Let's see what fantasy is. And I think it's because reality's set in. Responsibilities have set in. I've got Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I've got Gemini. I've got Leo. All the earth signs are here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Aries, Leo, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Leo energy heavy. We have heavy Leo energy, heavy fire energy, some water, but mainly earth and air here. We've got a lot of earth and air energy. So if that's somebody that you're dealing with, it doesn't have to be. I find that sometimes the naming the signs is distracting from whoever you have in your head. But, if that's someone you're dealing with, then whoever it is in your mind. Show me fantasy. Fantasy's not matching the reality. It looked better on paper, right? It looked better in the magazine than it did in real life. It looked better on your friend than it did on the rack. When you bought it, it looked better on somebody else or whatever, right? Show me fantasy. Fantasy is over. Illusion is over. The honeymoon is over, right? Now reality and stability are setting in and you're maybe financially becoming intertwined and, it's kind of like, this is kind of a drag for them. And you have here the loss and sadness and grieving the fantasy. This person is grieving the fantasy of the relationship with you. But to me, this is about somebody who they have a little bit of commitment problem. They have a little bit of problem with authority. They have a little bit of problem with compromise, negotiation, communication, clearly. You can't fix those things. You could be like swinging from the ceiling of the bed, okay? And it still wouldn't match the fantasy that they have in their head. They romanticize relationships. They're a chameleon. They go into adopting a personality of someone else in order to, be codependent to them. Not a lot of times, narcissistic personalities, whatever extreme they're on, they may have tendencies, will do that in the beginning. And then they go through this devalue thing, right? Codependent people do that. They adopt whatever personality of whoever they're around. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here saying maybe it's time for me to move on. Okay, it's time to get going, right? And then you have this idea of them walking away. Let's see what established here is. There may be issues with family, security. They may not understand what family looks like because they may come from a dysfunctional family. They might not understand what stability looks like and that you have to work at stability, right? It's not just something that's like, okay, hey, here's some stability. Have fun. You have to work every day at maintaining stability. You have to work every day at maintaining your routines that maintain your stability. It's an effort. It's not just something that happens. So let's see what this established is. Yeah, conflict. Conflict with the dream. Conflict with the fantasy. This person may not want what you want. They may not want stability. They may not want everyday routines. They may not want, let's come home and make dinner and, whatever in the evening. That might not be their idea of love, right? So to me, I think this person may be looking for a new opportunity. Sagittarius, you may also be looking for a new opportunity. You're here with the Three of Wands. So this may be you, Sagittarius. You may be the one walking away here with the Queen of Wands. So flip it how you need to. Let's see about this card here, this elusive card. Oh, sorry, we already did that. Let's see here about misunderstood. Lost soul, victim, mistakes. So victim mentality is what I'm getting immediately when I'm thinking about this card. Well, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I mean, she was bossing me around all the time, and I mean, I couldn't even like be myself in this environment. I mean, I had to like pick up after myself, and I had to be a grown ass person. I had to do my own laundry. I mean, she was so controlling. He was so controlling. Right. And all that serves, that mentality, that victim mentality, all that serves is to excuse their behavior. Now, this person may have been controlling, right? They may be controlling. I mean, they may be like, don't touch my shit and straighten stuff as you walk by it. They may be like that, right? But to me, this is kind of like someone justifying the fact that they want out of the relationship because it wasn't what they thought it was going to be when they had to be a grown-up. So let's see what the cards have to say. Mm-hmm. Changes, these transformations aren't making them happy. They have to change, and they don't want to change. In order to be on the level of the Empress, they have to change. They have to be productive. They have to, have abundance and make their own abundance, right? They have to live up to this. And for some of these people here, for some of you out there, this person simply doesn't want marriage. They don't want children. They don't want commitment. They may just want relationships of convenience. They don't want to have to give of themselves. They may not like change even. But don't let them victimize, right? Because they feel like they have to have a justification to leave the relationship. Just fucking leave. Just say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. You know what? This isn't working out. I mean, however way that you need to do that, right? But don't have enough respect for somebody and allow somebody to keep their dignity in situations. When you avoid conversation and when you avoid the person and when you just dip out, you're creating more damage than you are really just saying, hey, you know what? I can't do it. Period. You can't do it. Okay. The person, Sagittarius, either you or your partner are already feeling this energy that someone is pulling out. They're pulling away, right? Let's see unspoken. Unspoken plans. This person has plans, but you don't know about it, or either you do and they don't. Regretting disappointment. So they're making plans whether or not you're a part of them or not. New beginning, moving forward. They've been planning this for a while. These plans. They may have this conversation with you. They may not. But they're definitely going to be putting the brakes on, and you're going to be left wondering, or they're going to be left wondering what in the hell happened. Immediate. Tower is the immediate time. That's their victory. They've become enlightened that this just isn't for them. Moon here with an offer. So let's see what that's about. Show me the moon and the Ace of Pentacles. Somebody from the past may have popped back up into their world, or they have a new opportunity of some kind. They may be just saying, here's the rent for the next month. Here's my part of the rent for next month. Okay, or whatever. Here's my part of the bills for next month. I'm out. Bye. Let's see what this High Priestess is. There's something that's being known but not spoken that will be communicated. You might have about 2 weeks, might have about 2 months. But if you feel like something's going, south right now, is the time to address it. Somebody may be like, I don't think I can fucking deal with the holidays with all this shit. They may be trying to get out before Thanksgiving. This person may be giving you a line about, well, I tried and I've tried to heal and I tried to heal this. I tried to stick it out, but I just can't. So, I mean, there may be somebody on the scene. I don't have a lot of cards that indicate that. I really don't. I've got a little bit of a feeling here that there may be somebody else around the corner. But really what I'm seeing here also is that this person, the star card, is serving as a yes card. Yes, you're on the right track. Yes, your intuition is validated. Yes, this person is thinking these things. Juggling too, but they're holding back their feelings. This is the kind of person who may hold in their feelings until like they explode, and then you get 6 years of shit that they've really hated, So nonetheless, I think there's a partner here who's leaving this relationship. So either it's for you leaving the relationship or the other party. And if it's you, Sagittarius, it's saying, hey, you might as well just admit the fact that this isn't working for you, or you're not into it, or you didn't really think it through, or this person isn't who you thought they were. And if this is for a partner of yours, serves as you understanding that this person's thought process is that they've got one foot out the door already. So call it or fix it. And if you can't fix it, let that person go. They want to leave, open the door for them. Let them go. Let's see how this partner's feeling about Sagittarius. They're ready to roll. I mean, they're running away. Sagittarius, this actually may be you running away from this situation. Show me, how does this partner feel about Sagittarius? You feel like you're ready to start all over again. You've made a decision that you're done being on the sidelines here. Maybe this is a matter of you not investing in yourself and not investing in your world and your life, and you're done investing in someone else's world or someone else's life. You're ready to do things on your own. We've got some communication here about Sagittarius moving on. I'm sorry. Sagittarius is saying, I'm sorry, I can't do this, right? There may be some quarrels, fights, nasty talk. Oh, you're not capable of relationship. You're not capable of something, right? And then it's just silence. It's just like, somebody's tired of carrying these burdens of this relationship and they're ready to put things down. The burdens according to them, right? Love under, love upside down, love over, new life beginning for yourself. Remember this victim mentality. So that's kind of, again, we asked how they feel about you, and what we got was all the reasons why we need to get out of the relationship. So let's get some advice cards on it and see what they have to say. I really think that if you feel like it's over, it may be time to call it. If you feel like this is over, it may be time to call it. Because sometimes people stay too long. They stay too long, and it ends up causing, I'm looking for these particular cards here, sorry. Sometimes people stay too long, and I think sometimes when you stay too long, instead of having the nerve to call it when you know that it's done, I think a lot more damage and a lot more resentment is done. A lot more damage is done. And so you kind of want to call it until it gets to that point where you're like cutting holes in each other's clothes or whatever, right? You want to not go to that point. So this may just be serving as, hey, it's time to call the situation. Guidance. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, this isn't for me. It's not for me. I can't do this anymore. My soul and my spirit don't sit right with this. I can't do it. Nothing wrong with that. Worth. You've been worthy to belong to love all along, without my need to improve. Without any need to improve, excuse me. In fact, you are love itself. So it's your world in here that you need to validate and you need to work on and you need to do it. You don't need outward validation to do that. You've been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. You don't need to change. For some of you out there, that might be the message, that this person is controlling and you don't need to change. You know, this person may be trying to chip away at something because they have a need for control. They want to tell you how to wash your hair and what makeup to wear, or to wear makeup or not, or what clothes to wear. They may be wanting to tell you how you're supposed to behave in front of other people, what you're supposed to talk about, because it's a need for control as a reflection of themselves, right? You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. So if some of you out there are dealing with this, then you know what to do. Clearing. Oh gosh. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. Somebody over here is ready to start all over again. They're saying, fuck it. You know, I've made the decision. I'm just going to start all over again. I don't need this motherfucking house. I don't need this car. I don't need this furniture. I can go to Goodwill and get a couch. Okay. The material possessions here are not worth my self-loathing, right? So somebody here's like, I'm starting all over again. I'm leaving this shit and I'm walking out the door goodbye with a suitcase. Somebody's at that point, right? You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine to God's, okay? I'm just going to let the universe show me the way here because I know I can't stay here anymore. So Sagittarius, if you're the person dealing with this scenario and you're ready to walk out because there are some circumstances like that, then do it. Call it. Don't let it get too far where you're having to claw your way out of the house, you know? And for those of you that are dealing with a fair weather lover or somebody who can't commit, okay, call it, right? Call it. Self-love, okay? Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. Okay, so making a decision to choose yourself. This also may be for the other party, not having healed some things that trigger them not to be fully in commitment. So Sagittarius, that's what I have for you guys. And I will see you guys first half December.